When I tell people I have a lithium-based RV battery system, my Pure 3 Volta system, one of the questions I get asked right away is, how long can I run the air conditioner? And we did a video on that, but today I want to have a completely different conversation on the same subject, and that's on the heat. Stay tuned. Hey, Go Small, Live Large viewers, thanks for tuning in today. Really appreciate each and every one of you watching. Today I want to address the heat with the Pure 3 system. The reason for that is the air conditioning is kind of a no-brainer, and we've addressed that in a previous video. You can run up to 9 hours on a single charge off the lithium system at about 50% cycle rate on the air conditioner. But I think as big of a question as the AC is, what about the heat? I'm doing van life full time now, and for example, last night I was overnight camping, urban camping if you will, in a downtown metropolitan environment, so no hookups, and I needed heat. It was really cold. It was in the about 40 degrees overnight. So how do we do that? And furthermore, how does the lithium handle that? Because the heat is really a big draw. I'm going to grab the manual and we're going to go through the heating elements. And I'm really fortunate that the Travato comes with the Truma system. So where I am located tonight, I'm actually at what's called Lookout Mountain. It's outside of downtown Chattanooga. I'm at an Audience Angels driveway. It's just the coolest thing. Tab and Mary, you guys rock and rule. Back to the weather. So Lookout Mountain is going to be really cold tonight. I don't know if you can see that. It's going to be 37 degrees. 37 degrees overnight tonight. So definitely need some heat. And because I used heat last night, let me show you this mix of propane and electric. My propane basically used a half a tank of propane. I think there's 6 gallons of propane on the Travato. I should know that. I'll have to fact check that. And I don't want to run out of propane. So I'm using electric only tonight on my, put that guy away, using the Truma. So let me go through this with you guys again. So what I have here is, so the motorhome flashing is for the thermostat. So this is the motorhome, and you use this outer ring to select a program. So I'm going to go back. So this is hot water. Whoops, hot water. This is the energy mode or modes you're going to use. I'm going to press the center button to accept that. So I'm on electric 2. That means it's going to use both heating elements. That's electric 1. That would be used to save some energy. And this is mix propane and electricity with 2 elements on. Mix with 1 element on plus propane, and this gas only. I'm not using gas tonight. I'm using electric only so we can test this. So I'm going to push that to confirm, and then I'm going to move the rotator over 1, and now the fan is flashing. And there's 2, whoops, go back 1, not too far. So there's, again, 2 modes here. There's a high fan and an eco. It's going to be cold tonight, so I'm doing high. Let's just test this system out. And then what I have the thermostat set for is 66 degrees. I'm going to ramp that up 1. I'm going to go 67. I can probably deal with 67. I'll have to put some clothes on. I'm in shorts. Okay, so we can deal with that. So we're going to confirm that. So let's look at the gauge, and we'll kind of keep an eye on this. So currently it's at 90%. And the other thing we're going to want to do is, because that's probably going to drop, as it did last night, I ran, the system ran twice on the 1-hour charge late in the morning around 4 or 5 a.m. Because it got down to the yellow zone, which then kicks on. So let's initiate a charge session in stealth mode, but not run the engine now because it won't accept it. So keys on the key hook. Turn some lights on so you guys can see. But the first step is to set the handbrake. Second step is to put key into ignition and turn to accessory mode. You can see that. Accessory mode only. And then we hold the silver button here. This is the Pure 3 button until it glows red. it's now armed, if you will. And next step is to remove the key, and the dash lights will go off in about 30 seconds. So again, what that is going to do is, if and when, it probably will, deplete the battery to a point. When it gets into the yellow zone, it will cycle or start the engine on its own and run for 1 hour. There, see, the dash just went up. So let me, and the hooks, keys back up. So let me grab the manual. Let's take a look at the technical stuff on this, because you guys need to know. Me too. The old operator's manual. Okay, let's go to the Truma section here. Electrical. Okay, so what we're looking for here is, this probably is not going to say the details. I think we need the big. Now we will look for the Truma section. Here we are, Truma Combi. That's pretty good. Ah, here we are. Technical detail. This is what we want. Okay, so LP gas mode, electric mode, mix mode. So this is what we're interested in at this point. Okay, so here we are on, so we're using electric mode. We have a Comfort Plus. So that draws 1700 watts of energy. Doesn't really say how much actual heat it puts out. On the LP gas mode, so if you're using both, it's 14,000 BTUs. That's pretty darn warm. So the bottom line is here is that, you know, the Truma consumes a hell of a lot of energy, 1700 watts in an hour, and the Pure 3 lithium system is 8700 watt hour battery. So do the math, you got about 6-7 hours at of total battery time. That's how I'm kind of reading that. So if anybody knows what this means in a meaningful way, would really love for you to reach out to me on via email, and maybe we can do a quick discussion, or even maybe do an interview, because this gets over my head real quick, and I want to be factual for you, not guessing. So we're gonna let this cook. The heat's on, not quite yet. So I put in, this is kind of fun, I put an internal or a temperature gauge here and in the back. So up front it's 68 degrees, 42% relative humidity. This is set to kick on at 67 degrees. Just for the hell of it, let's look at the back and see what it shows for temperature. And I don't know if you guys can see that, it's 64 degrees back here, so 3 degrees difference, 4 degrees difference. Okay, we'll just keep checking in on this. And here's a hot tip. So if you like to create mood lighting, let me turn these off, because I like mood lighting. If you turn this off, so you can actually create some mood lighting. I use this light a lot. And then back here, what I've done is I use the reading light, and I have it pointed at the wall here. This is the bathroom wall with my poster, and it kind of gives a effect of illuminating a little bit here, but illuminating this poster almost like track lighting, or a spotlight coming onto the poster itself. It's really, really cool. This one, if I turn this one on, it's way too bright. So I don't use that one. These also have the night light setting, which is kind of cool, but I kind of like the ambient light back here to illuminate this area. All right, a quick update on how we're doing with the lithium-powered furnace. So we turned the furnace on at about 8:30. It's now midnight. So give a close up here for you guys to see this. So 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, so 3.5 hours. We are at 70%, which is pretty close to air conditioning draw from a discharge by hour. So that's why I'm saying it's about the same draw. So let's look over here. Look over here. So I have the temperature set to 67, and you can see that the little flame is blinking. That indicates that the furnace is operating currently. If I look at this thermometer here, I see 69 degrees, which is pretty good. Again, we're running only off of electricity, off the Pure 3 lithium. Let's go check the back. Turn the light on here so we can see this one. And this one is coming in at, you can see that? It says 63. So it's considerably cooler in the back, largely because of the doors, I'm pretty sure, because there's no insulation in these things. And again, the furnace vents, in case you don't know, there's one here at the floor level. Sorry, you can't see that in the dark. There's one right here underneath the fridge. Whoops. And then there's one right here under the seat. See that right there? Yeah. So at this rate, I'm going to guess that it's going to probably go till about 4 in the morning, and then the engine will kick on to charge the battery. That's been my experience last night and nights previous. So we'll see if that rings true. Just make sure we get the auto start on. Yep. So we'll wake up in the morning and see what the status is. But that's where we are, 3.5 hours in, from 90% to 70%. So that's pretty good. Keeping it comfortable, but not overly warm. 67 degrees. All right. All right. 3:30 in the morning. I woke up because the fan just started on auto start. So let's look at the gauge here. So it's 30%. So it went from 90 to 30. We started that at 8:30 p.m. last night. So my estimate to make it to 4 is about right. If we look over here quick. So blowing. Temperature inside is 66. So pretty close to my 67. So we'll let that run, and that's going to run for an hour and then turn off. All right. There we go. All right, friends. Sleepy Scott here. Just about 7 a.m. The auto start has begun. It's about halfway through its 3rd session, I believe. Let's take a look at the gauge here. So it's holding at about 35%, and I think what it's doing is just keeping it above the yellow section here, because the consumption of the heat resources continues, so it's not making any progress getting above that. It's just maintaining it in this particular area. So the temperature is currently 41 degrees, so pretty chilly. And what I think is going to happen, it probably will go one more time, and then I'm going to turn the heat off because I'm kind of getting up. But until the consumption of resources to produce the heat, as soon as I stop the heat, it won't really be able to put more charge in than is being consumed on any given within time period. And again, the reason I'm making kind of a big deal about this is because everybody talks about the air conditioning. Haven't heard anybody talk about the heat, and the heat in electric mode or propane mode, or a mix of electric and propane. It takes a tremendous amount of energy, and thankfully with the Pure 3 system allows you to do what it's doing, which is doing the auto start, charging the battery so that I can stay comfy in my Travato. Let me just turn the lights on so we can see what that looks like now. Ooh. So again, 67 here. It's actually 70 degrees up front. And I think the reason for that is there's a little bit of heat transfer from the engine compartment, which is down below here. So it's warmer up front. Let's look at the back. And back here at 65. Again, it's comfortable back here. And the system is doing its job perfectly, but just want to call attention to the energy draw for the heating. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for participating in another Pier 3 Tuesday. So until we meet again, I wish you to journey on. Really enjoyed making this video for you, and thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting. I answer viewer questions on Fridays, and a new video on Monday around van life and travel.